Hey everyone, we're back with another video. People have been asking just for a bit of an explanation with some actual sound and some voice to go through what you were actually looking at last time, which is very fair. So we're going to start to do some very short videos just on this now that the microphone is working. I'm just going to explain different parts of my base and what they do and how they fit into the mod pack. So today I'm just going to start with my original base, which was this building here. Alright, so some of the things in here you'll be able to recognize. So for example, my enchanting station or table that I've set up here. Slightly different. There are a couple of things you can see that's a little bit different, but it basically just works the same as vanilla. One of the very first things that I would have built would have been this quartz grindstone, or this grindstone. And it's pretty easy to make. Okay, so you can probably do it from your first trip, first mining trip. So it's just got some cobblestone, some stone, and then some quartz, and a wooden gear, which is just made out of sticks. And then you also need to make the part on the top, which is just a crank, and it's made from just sticks. So the benefit of this is that it gets you ore doubling from the very beginning. So you can see it's gone into the middle now, and I keep spinning it, and you don't need to check, but I just check because the crank will actually break. So you can see that I've got I got 2 gold dust from that. So it's actually doubled my ore, and now I can just smelt that. But you'll notice that it's very time consuming. So I could have dumped the whole stack of gold, and I could stand here and crank until they're all done, and I get it out and then put them in the furnace. But that's going to be very time consuming. So once I had that, and I've delved into this mod that's got these machines, which is thermal, then I was able to do it automatically. So the beauty of these machines is that it will process the ores automatically. So it will do the same thing, it will double the ore. So you can see the gold ores going through there, and then it goes into my redstone furnace, and very quickly, and you can see I now have 2 gold ingots. All right, and these are some that would have left over from before. So this system will do the same thing, but it will do it automatically, and it will process from one machine to the other. And that was just a little bit quick because I've got some augments in here which actually increase the speed, so you can see that it processes it faster, and then that just scales that up a bit. And same with this one here, you can see it's got a scale ×3 and the same processing power. So it actually does it really quickly. So I can just dump whatever ore I want in here. So I could dump the whole stack of gold in here, and it will just process through that automatically. And then we'll end up in this chest. See, there you go, there's the first one. So that was very handy to start off with. But you still needed to mine to get the ores. And we know that we use pickaxes predominantly, but there's also other things. So for example, there's some stuff that I've got from other mods, but the one that you would have started off with, or what I would have started off with, is this flux bore here, also from the mod thermal. And what it does is it mines, but it can mine in an area. So you can see that the 2 enhancement that I had at the moment multiplies the radius of it. So this would make it 3x3, and then this would make it 5x5. So you can see if I select it and use it on the ground, it's just 1x1 at the moment, but I can change it to a 3x3, and then I can also change it to a 5x5, which makes things a lot quicker. So then I can bring my ores back, put them into this system, and get them going relatively quickly. And so I would have used that here, and I won't show you all the way down, but in this mining shaft, so you can see that it's 3x3 because I started off with a 3x3. And that's about it for the ores. One of the other things that I would have done really early is to set up this system here in the corner. And it's not much to look at. This is just a block placer, and it will place the logs that I put in here down automatically every time there's a space. And then what this machine here is, this fluid extractor, is extracting the latex out of the log. And then it's putting the latex into here, And when this reaches 100, all right, it will give me a tiny dry rubber. And then these tiny dry rubbers can be crafted. And they give me dry rubber, and then the dry rubber can be smelted when this is not doing gold. And it gives me plastic. And the plastic is from a mod, Industrial Foregoing. And it's used for a lot of these machines. So for example, this dissolution chamber, which I'll talk about in another episode. But it's used to make these machines. And one of the the most useful ones that I found, saves a lot of time, is this animal rancher. And what it does is that whatever animals are in the area, it'll automatically ranch them for it. So for example, I've mostly got it set up for sheep so that I can get the wool. But you can see I've got milk here, so I did have cows here at some stage. Yeah, and so that's really very useful. So you don't have to do it automatically. Or manually, sorry, it does it automatically. So you don't have to stand there, and it is a very big time sink, as I'm sure you're all aware. I'm just going to take this out because I'm going to use it for something else. One of the other great uses of the Industrial Foregoing mod is that you can set up spawners. So for example, I've got a blaze spawner set up at the moment, but I would have started with a zombie one, I think. And this machine, this mob slaughter factory, will kill the mobs and extract, in this instance, liquid meat, which I've also got a tank up to store here, and the pink slime, which is the one that I'm using the most for in this dissolution chamber, which I'll show you in another episode. You can see, there you go, the blazes have spawned, and then they disappear one by one, and they've gone into here, and this will have increased slightly. All right, I did also have another machine here which collected the loot when I needed the loot. So when I was after the blaze rods, or if I had zombies and I was after the zombie flesh or whatever it might have been, I had that set up, and I can swap this machine in and out. So at the moment I've got that set up so that I get the pink slime, but I don't use this too much anymore. If you do set up something like this though, particularly when you swap to blazes, and I made this mistake, it was originally made out of wood, and when the blazes spawned, they just burnt it down. So I had to very quickly come and put the stone in to fix that up. Not much else to talk about in this first episode. One of the few things that are left is this is, haven't used too much Tinkers, but this is from a mod called Tinker's Construct. And they allow you to make these really cool weapons and armor and pickaxes and tools and stuff like that. So it's really a fantastic system, partly because it gives you this huge quality of life thing where you can just click on one station and it will allow you to go through all of them without actually leaving the interface. So normally you'd have to click out to go to another one. All right, but in this one you can actually just rotate it through. And you can actually see I can actually also access the chest that is next to this crafting station here from that menu. So I don't actually need to, go and get the things, bring it out. The other benefit of the crafting station is that it lets you keep whatever item on the station, so you don't have to put it back into your inventory every time. So the way that Tinkers work is that you create stencils, as you can see here, and then you create patterns, and you make the parts. So you can see in the part chest, I've got the handle and the blade, and then a small handle. From there you make casts out of gold or other materials, and then you can combine them. So you can see here's the recipe for a pickaxe. You need a pickaxe head, a tool handle, and a tool binding. So these three things. And you put them into this over here, which is where everything gets smelted down. So this is the smeltery for Tinker's Construct. So you can see it just uses lava as the heat, and you can put any ore in and it will start to melt it, as you can see here, and then it gets melted down. So you can see I have gold in here, I've got cobalt, I've got slime steel. Right, and then you put the pattern down here, and if you click on the faucet, it will come out until the pattern is done. And then you can pick up your part. And then you go back inside and combine it on the anvil. This part is from Mystical Agriculture, which I'll talk about too. You just put the essences on the outside and whatever seed in the middle, and it will transform it into some of these seeds, which I'll show you now. And then we'll be just about done for today. So these machines are all from Thermal, which we've talked about, but the seeds are all from Mystical Agriculture. So this will do it automatically. So at the moment there's nether seeds in there to get the soul sand, but you can see there's 115 pages of recipes that will do these all automatically. Okay, so for example, you can get sulfur, and it doesn't give you the actual product, it gives you the essence, and then you need to combine the essence into whatever you need it for. So depending on what you're using it for. All right, this one I've got fire seeds. This one's got dirt seeds. This one's got oak sapling, which is just getting me logs. So to get those seeds, you needed to go back to those altars, which I showed you before. They just need water. So there's some water here coming through these tubes, these fluid pipes. So there's like a little underground lake that I made out there, and just needs power, which is going to be the last thing that I'll show you in this episode. So originally, in this space here, I had my very first nuclear power plant, which was pretty small. And I would have had very smaller blocks that I would have used first inside from other mods. But I would have needed multiple of them to power what I had going on. But this nuclear power plant, which I would have had here, which I'll show you later because it's similar to the ones that I have up here. I've just upgraded them substantially. And then the power would have flowed through here. So the only thing is, to do that, you need uranium. So like the seared bricks, and I don't think I actually showed you what this is made out of, but this smelter is made out of seared bricks, and so I made it quite large. It doesn't need to be this large, it can be smaller. So you can see it's made from seared bricks, and it's not a hard recipe, the seared bricks. All of these things are made from seared bricks, but it does take a lot of resources. So this is just sand, clay, and gravel, and it makes grout, and then the grout gets turned into all of the things from tinkers. So it just gets put into a smelter or a blaster, whatever you want to use. You can see it just changes the time and turns into seared brick. And then 4 of these seared bricks makes 1 seared bricks, but you also need it for all these other parts. So to make the glass and the fuel tank and the drain and the faucets and everything from that. Yeah, so I think that's about it. There's a very small farm behind here as well, which I started. I also planted these almost at the beginning as well, because I knew that I'd be needing paper, and haven't used them for a while, hence why they're so large. There you can see there's a farm, which I didn't use too much, but I did need it for food, obviously, for a while, but also for some of the mods as well. All right, I hope that was a bit informative and you enjoyed watching. I'll talk about another one in the next video. Maybe look at the bees in the next video, and then we'll move our way through the base. Thank you all for watching.